Clark and Clark Nonprofits. Today we have Dr. Robert Davis here. We helped set up his nonprofit and do his legal side, and he's really doing great. He's only been at it now. I would say he reached out to us maybe in December, right? So
Yeah.
a couple of months now, but he's already gotten a lot of things done and accomplished. His biggest accomplishment is less than a week ago receiving a grant, his first grant for $75K. But I'll let you guys I'll let him tell you guys all about it and what he's doing, and then he's going to give you a few tips as to what you need to do if you're getting started as a nonprofit as well.
Hey, Tracy, thank you so very much. And I want to just take an opportunity to say thank you to Tracy and the whole Clark and Clark team, which has been remarkable in helping us to get started, helping us to identify various funding opportunities and getting our entire organization organized. I am the director and founder of Seasoned with Grace Unboxed. And what we are is we are an organization that helps our community to have healthier families. And we do this in two ways. Number one, we of course provide direct care and direct services to individuals and to their families, but we also provide services and care and coaching and leadership training to organizations that provide services to the community by helping them to function as a healthier family team. And so that right now is our major focus. And we're going to be partnering with this grant that's coming up. We're going to be partnering with two phenomenal organizations actually in our city. One is the Inner City Health Center. It is an African-American run center that provides medical care for families and patients that are underinsured, uninsured, or even undocumented.
Wow.
And so I am really excited about working with them. The other one is we're going to be working with the University of Colorado's ARTS. And ARTS stands for Addiction Research and Treatment Services. And what we want to look at is how well, if you provide family enrichment services and teach people how to have healthier families, does that impact their following of their health prescriptions and taking control of their medical side and their health side of their life, and also how well does improving their family help them in addiction recovery. Many of the individuals, of course, are court mandated to attend these addiction recovery programs, et cetera. So if we can help the family aspect, how does that in turn help them in their addiction recovery, or how does that help them to improve their physical health? And so that's what we'll be exploring with this grant that's coming up. So I want to just talk about, this is very new to me. I am a full-time pastor plus a full-time chaplain. And so I have very little time. And that was one of my biggest challenges, as you and I talked about, Tracy. And I know that for anyone who's working, who's a professional, most of you who are looking to start your 501c3, you're professionals, which means that while you work a 9-to-5 on paper, in actuality, you're probably working much more, closer to 14 and 16 hours each and every day. And just finding that time to be able to devote to your passion, to your area of interest, to getting your company, your business, your nonprofit off the ground is very challenging. But what I want to share with you is that it is doable. First of all, partnering with someone such as Clark and Clark is tremendous. But then the second thing is just setting aside a little bit of time each day. If it's just 1 hour, I know sometimes we want to unwind and just watch a little Netflix. We've had a hard day. We just want to unwind and maybe go out and, we may have to make that sacrifice for the first 3 months, but I'm not going to go out. I'm going to take an hour. I'm going to take 2 hours, and I'm just going to write out my letter of intent. Today is going to be my letter of intent. Tomorrow, I'm going to write out my mission statement, my vision statement, taking little bite-sized pieces to get it done. The second thing is, as it relates to grants, and Tracy and I talked about this an awful lot, which is don't go for the big grants off the back, because what you really want to do is build up your portfolio. It just so happened, she talked about the $75,000 grant. It just so happened that God blessed me. I had an inside track with one of the individuals who is an executive at the hospital. So that did open up a door for me. But what we also identified were little small grants, $3,000 here, $5,000 here, $7,000 here, et cetera, where these don't require as much monitoring by the people who are giving the grants. That doesn't require as much work to write the grant. But what it does is it helps to build up your portfolio. It does show that you are in fact getting things accomplished, and get your name out there into the community. And so that's what I would strongly recommend. The Lord says, don't despise the day of small things. And so just do the little small things and build up until, you're able to be self-sustaining. And also you don't have to quit your job or leave, but you can begin again to just do the little small things and get it rolling. That's where I was. And, I'll be honest with you, I'm a Christian, so I'm going to talk from a Christian perspective. Mm-hmm. I prayed and I asked the Lord to send people into my life that were going to really be a help to me. I don't want to use people, but I do want people that are going to be a help to me, and people that I'm not going to have to overwhelm, but are going to be able to, pour a little bit in this area, pour a little bit in that area until the whole jar becomes full. And that's what God has been doing. He's just been showing me different people who help out in different little areas. A few things here, a few things there, which takes a lot off my plate. So I want to encourage you to do the same. It can be done. Don't give up. Keep pushing at it. God did not give you this passion and this burning vision for no reason. You're going to do it. And so keep it going.
Absolutely. Very good. I definitely have to piggyback on you on those baby steps. I agree with that 110%, that a lot of times as entrepreneurs and visionaries, it's hard because we see the vision and we just want to, run there, but it's almost always that marathon and those little, just keep getting into that discipline of purposefully building for, like you said, a particular time per day, or if you can't do a particular time per day with the way that your schedule is, if you could take out and say, hey, I can only have Saturdays off. Half of my Saturday is dedicated to building my business, building my nonprofit. You know what I mean? And sometimes you have to make sacrifices, exactly like you said, you have to make sacrifices sometimes on the things that are not building. So whatever you're doing with your time, whether it be doing something or being around certain people who are not helping you build your vision or build your dream, I think it's important that your work that you're going to be doing, period, is all about relationships, whether it be family relationship, business relationship, all of those, the common denominator is how we relate to other people around us. And it's amazing that you've used that same kind of system and theology when it comes to building your nonprofit. I thought that was a great tip of finding other people who have a similar vision to you and who can build with you, because there's a lot of people out here who are ready to build with you and building something together. Like you said, you spoke about being a Christian, so I know you know this scripture better than me, but as we one or two put something to flight, and you know what I'm talking about. One will put flight, two will put, I never know the exact words, but I know the meanings behind it. And so I think that's absolutely awesome and a very, very good tip to start small at the foundation, building a good team around you. What tip would you give if someone does not have, right now they don't have access to or don't feel like they have anyone around them that's really supporting the nonprofit or supporting their vision or their dreams or anything like that? Is there any tip that you would give to open up the doors for better relationships or to build their team, whether that's their family or friends or whatever their environment that they're working with right now? What would you say?
And that is going to happen, because if someone comes to me, my passion is marriage and family. And so if someone comes to me and as I had a friend, I'll give a classic example. I had a friend today who is really passionate about autism. I don't have a passion for autism. Mm-hmm. And so, I would not be someone who would really be good on her team. I could do some little basic motivational things or run a few little assignments for her here and there, but that's not my baby. That's not my passion. And so sometimes you are going to run into those things where you're going to find that what you're excited about is not something that someone else is excited about. Mm-hmm. And that's okay. Again, people have certain skill sets. So what I did with this young lady today is I talked about Clark and Clark. I also talked about, getting her mission statement and vision statement of what she wants to accomplish, so that she has that, so her mind is starting to think around those things. That's what I can provide, because that's kind of general across the board. But so basically, do the little bit that you can do. Mm-hmm. And then as you have individuals in your life that may not have a passion for what you're doing, but may have a certain skill set, whether they're good proofreaders that can go over and read your stuff for you, whether they're individuals who have started a nonprofit before, so they can kind of at least talk to you about how the vision and mission statement, how to do a letter of intent, all that stuff looks, then you can start to at least get a team together of people who just do a small select portion, rather than someone who's going to be holding your hand throughout
the whole process.
The whole process.
And as you're building, you're absolutely right, because as you're building, you build these relationships. As you're starting to, okay, I need a logo. Let me figure out how I would get a logo. Let me figure out who do I know that I can talk about a logo. And you start to build those relationships of people that are maybe passionate about some of the similar things that you're passionate about. It's a little kid's book that my son loves. We read almost every day. And it's about a little dinosaur. And he always talks about he's trying to find a friend. And it's like the shortest book, but it's amazing how little, small, simple books like that can have such deep meanings. And one of the things that he talks about finding a friend, and that's rather that for this dinosaur, it was just a friend. But for some people, it might be a soulmate. For some people, it might be a business relationship that they're looking for, some type of connection. And what it said was, it says, find some things you like to do, then find someone who likes them too. The simplest information, but I think sometimes people don't take time to really think about what is it that I'm really passionate about? What is it that I can give? What are my gifts? What are the things I really like to do? Because when you really figure out what you're passionate about, it's really easy to start linking with other people who are passionate about some of the same things and building those relationships too. So definitely agree with you there. And I appreciate you taking the time and inspiring other people through what you're doing as well, and taking the time to go ahead and shoot this video and encourage some other people who are just getting started. I feel like you just got started. So I'm like,
I really did. Let me say this one last thing. And I just want to say this to really encourage someone. God gave me this vision back in early 2016. And I sat on it for years because of just what you're going through right now. I was so busy. I pastor a relatively nice sized church. Again, I'm a full-time chaplain. My wife was working on her doctoral degree. There was just so much that was going on in our lives. And I sat on this thing for years. And now that I'm actually pursuing it and doing it, I really feel bad saying to myself, wow, I wasted so much time. I could be so much further along had I really just, been chopping away at it. So this is not something where I just woke up, I ran out there and I'm just, accomplished the world. I know what it is like to have a vision that just lies in the bed for several years. Wake that thing up, go out there and do it. I promise you will be so excited. You'll be so happy you did.
Awesome. Well, thank you. We have his website pulled here up on the front, so you guys can go to www.swg-unbox.org if you want to find out more information. He also has his social media links right down here at the bottom here. So you can click on those social media links and start following them. They're going to be posting all kind of exciting things. They have a big project coming up here in a couple of months. Did you say June or July? And so I'm sure he's going to be posting about that as well. So go ahead and reach out and link with him if you want to find out more information. I'm sure there's a contact button on here as well. And I'll see you guys in the next video.